Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Yesterday, I covered the elections in the Netherlands, where the far right Wilders seemed to be the preferred candidate and his party. Well, now we have, after the exit polls results came out, and indeed he won. His far right party won. Interesting, huh? This is the gentleman right there. Click, click, click. So let's see. We're going to use Bloomberg for this one. Dutch far right leader Wilders scores shock election victory. If you're shocked, that means you don't know anything about human nature, the psychology of the masses, propaganda, the pendulum of politics, and many, many other things. That means you are an ideologue with a head in the sand. This is the reaction to the garbage going left in the Netherlands and now coming right in the Netherlands. So that they say it's a shock. No, I don't think it's a shock. This is what you get. Far-right lawmaker Geert Wilders won the Dutch elections and said he plans to lead the country's next government after a late surge in the final days of the campaign catapulted his anti-EU party past his mainstream rivals. Well, it was not his anti-EU because the guys who were pro-EU did such a garbage of a job that people saw it. Do you think that he convinced them in the past 4 days? That means you really are looking down and insulting the Dutch electorate. I'm not saying it's impossible. I think it's highly unlikely. I mean, the Netherlands had what? These guys in power had some time and had the power, and they screwed up. The population saw that. And now they choose the far right. Now, this guy is truly a far right, unlike Meloni and other boogie persons. All right, let's see what these guys are saying. Wilders' Freedom Party is projected to win 35 seats, more than doubling his representation from the previous parliament, according to an exit poll from public broadcaster NOS. With that number substantially less than the 76 required to secure an outright majority, he will still need to find partners to join him in a governing coalition. I stated in the video yesterday regarding the article I was covering, that he's not probably going to be able, because the second and the third party, they together, according to the polls, they were more than 51%. Now we're going to have the results here, and they are 49 if I saw it right. Being at 49, that means that Wilders has to choose and pick each and every garbage from whomever is left over to create a garbage coalition government. When you create a coalition government, that means you give away some of your ideas, some of your desires, some of your vision. You share it with others. Therefore, there's not the same thing, because otherwise you would be one party, but you're not. So they have slightly different views on reality and on where the country should go. Therefore, Wilders will not be able at this point to probably implement his ideas. So let's see who those those parties are. If the projections are accurate, Wilders' prospects of leading the next government will hinge on his ability to forge alliances with rivals further to the center. Maybe he's going to get one party out of the two from the second and third place, and he's going to be in. I don't know what that is, but anyway, it happened before. Someone is celebrating. All right, I think I know what it is. In his speech after the results, Wilders called for a coalition that would include outgoing Premier Mark Rutte. Interesting. He wants to unite people, which has indicated it might be prepared to govern alongside him. And I'm quoting, the hope of the Dutch people is that they will get their country back, end quote, Wilders said in a speech after his election victory, adding, and I'm quoting, I am willing to compromise in talks with other parties. You have no choice, buddy. The victory comes after a campaign that highlighted a growing opposition to immigration in the Netherlands. That's one aspect, not the entire one. Brussels is the main one. The 60-year-old, oh my God, you got old, my friend. I know you from, I think you were about 40-some, since I've been hearing about you. And I remember when he was invited in some interviews and he was attacked as like he was Adolf's brother or something. And he was very smart. It was good, very good, but he could have said much more, but I think he kept his mouth shut. But I've been watching him and following him for, as I said, at least 15 years. I don't know how many years, 20 years, 7, maybe not 20 years, but maybe 20 years, maybe 17 years, something like that. I know he was younger, much younger, obviously. So Wilders and his team hugged and cheered as the result was announced and sang along to the rocky theme tune Eye of the Tiger. Reporters who watched his campaign team celebrate at a crowded bar in Scandinavian near The Hague did so from behind security glass. Reporters. Here it is. Far right said to blah blah. Far right. Freedom Party. 35 seats, right? Then you got Left Alliance, 25 and 24. I made a mistake yesterday. These were not what? No, these were not percentages. Yesterday I made a mistake in that article because I thought these were percentages, not numbers of seats. So I think it's right here, seats. And I took this as percentages. And when I said 25, 24, I thought these were percentages. I said, he's screwed. I didn't look further down here. But right now when I look, is actually very possible. Very possible. So it was my mistake. I apologize for that one. It's okay. It's good that I caught it. So he can make it, 35. He got to a 20 here. It's going to be what, 55, 65. We got 2 of these things and he's done, right? Because he needed what, 70 some, they said. Where's that thing? 76 required. So even his 35 with the next right here with 40 some, he's 70 some. Hey, it's very possible. He's very possible. He's very possible. He can do it very much. So Wilders has promised a binding referendum on leaving the European Union. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban was quick to congratulate him on his victory on the microblogging site X. Microblogging. Now it's micro, not macro. The controversial politician benefited from strong showing in the campaign's final election debates and from the refusal of Rutte's successor as party leader Dylan Papapap to rule out working with him. So that's good. That's good. I'm glad that these guys are, changing and see where he's going to get it. Despite campaign pledges on banning the Quran and shutting down mosques, and I'm quoting, Wilders conveyed a more moderate message than in previous years. And also, the Left Alliance, led by Frans Timmermans, why are you Frans Timmermans, I wonder, being a communist left, looked set to come second with 25 seats, while a new party formed by lawmaker Peter Omtzigt is projected to get 20 seats. And as said, the PVV cannot be ignored and wants to work together with other parties. That's very good, very good. If Wilders end up leading the new government, it would elevate a Eurosceptic into the heart of one of the union's stalwart members. All right, members. He has called for the Netherlands to withdraw from its international climate obligation. Anti-migration sentiment of the kind Wilders has so long championed was a prominent issue on the campaign trail. Well, I looked over the ethnic distribution in Netherlands yesterday, and the Muslims were, or at least were about what, 2 or 3%, which I think it's much more than that. But they went by nationality, by ethnicity, by religion. I think the people with no religion were the majority. I think it was like 45, 55 or something. Wilders has been a member of the parliament for 25 years. Oh, so that means I know him from more than 25 years, but only once taken part in government between 2010 and 2020. I remember that one, when we had an agreement. All right, well, let's see what's going on, my friends. It's always good to see other visions other directions and see how they go. The problem is, don't allow them to stay in power too long and you cannot recover after that, if you know what I mean. But on the other hand, you have to allow them time to be able to implement their policies and their vision. So I'm for this guy doing this 100% as I would be for a communist. Let the communist go, screw up as they always do, and then you have people like Wilders coming back and fixing things for them. And after they fix things like, let's say, Sweden or Norway, they fix things for these communists, they come back with the spoiled children and they vote them out, thinking that everything they got by sharing, not by competition and hard work and discipline. This happened in Sweden. Now there's garbage. Why? For the same reason. Oh, the Swedish miracle. The Swedish miracle, they say it's a socialist. No, it was a capitalist. And when those guys got fat, they say, oh, we can do it. Let's share it. Not the people who worked, the children of the people who worked. So let's share it. And they screwed up everything. And now they're in garbage again. What, 20% from outside? Sweden is not going to be Sweden ever again. Why? Because of the increase of population from the people who do a really good job in the bedroom and don't think for the future. They're going to have 5 kids, you're going to have 1. So in about a generation, they're going to be 50%. Another generation, they're going to be 80%. Therefore, you're going to have no more diversity. You're going to have only... Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.